Dirty love, Andy and Jinx, NSFW. You sighed, swirling your drink around in the glass lazily. You had been looking forward to letting loose tonight. You'd had a stressful day at work, and you needed some fun to take your mind off things. However, your best friend had stepped into the club and immediately been cornered by a guy, as per usual, leaving you to sit at the bar and observe while everyone danced and had a great fucking time. Why do I even bother coming out anymore, you wondered as you took a long sip of your Jack. No one ever asks me to dance. You scrunched your nose up, and I sure don't come for the music. You shook your head, drowning your drink before setting the glass on the bar. You waved the bartender over and paid out your tab, standing to leave. You'd have more fun scrolling your dash than you would here. Leaving so soon? You turned from the bar, your clutch in between anxious fingers. Your eyes widened when you saw two men standing in front of you, rocking tight jeans and two solid gold smiles. I'm bored, you told them plainly. They shared a look before turning back to you. We can fix that. Semicolon. You hissed, tangling your fingers in Jinx's hair as his lips encircled your nipple, sucking and biting it lightly until it contracted into a tight nub. Your heart jumped as his hands roamed the skin of your waist. Andy's breath whispered across the side of your neck as he pressed against you from behind. You could feel his erection pressing into your bottom, and you bit your lower lip. Jinx's hand trailed lower, playing with your wet folds. You gasped at his touch, your stomach flopping. The thought of being between these two was arousing enough to actually have them on either side of you, pressing their skin to yours, hands and lips everywhere. It was almost unbearable. You were sensitive to their every attention, and when Jinx's fingers slipped inside you, you keened, a low moan slipping through your lips. Andy smothered the sound with a kiss, his hands moving to your breasts, massaging them smoothly. He conquered your mouth, easily dominating the kiss. You felt his hands slide down to your back again, moving to grip your bottom, his fingernails digging into the soft flesh. You hissed from the painful pleasure, bucking forward on instinct, pressing yourself deeper onto Jinx's fingers. You whined in the back of your throat. Andy massaged your cheeks until you were tingling, and then he spread you apart, pressing himself against you. You flushed, the feeling of his erection pressing against your backside foreign, but by no means unwelcome. Jinx introduced another finger into you, and at the same time, Andy dragged his erection across your skin. Oh, you gasped. You felt Jinx's fingers strengthen your opening, scissoring as he explored your. You sucked in a breath, trying to steady your breathing as Andy's breath tickled over your ear again. You reached behind you, grasping his erection and giving it a few experimental strokes. Andy's groaned, his forehead dropping onto your shoulder. His teeth scraped against your skin. He thrust into your hand as you stroked him blindly, enjoying the way his hips jumped towards your own and the way his hands anchored at the dip of your hips. Jinx, Andy rasped, I think it's time for the real fun. Jinx nodded, and he pulled his fingers out, making you moan in disappointment. Don't worry, Name, he chuckled. You're about to get something a lot better. Before you knew it, they had situated you on your hands and knees on the bed. You felt exposed and nervous in the best possible way as Andy kneeled before you, his proud erection in front of you. You glanced up at him coyly, blowing a cool stream of air across his heated skin. He sucked in a tight breath, the muscles in his stomach jumping underneath his skin. You curled your fingers in the sheets when you felt Jinx press up behind you, his own erection at your waiting entrance. You bucked back as his hands planted themselves on your hips, eager for more. He leaned across your back, placing a gentle kiss on your ear. You ready? Yes, you breathed. Please, fuck me.
No, thank
Jinx slid in slowly, stretching you wide. You gasped widely at the feeling, your eyes fluttering. You moaned loudly, the sound muffled when Andy slid himself in between your lips. You took him just as eagerly as you took Jinx, wrapping your lips firmly around him as he groaned. He began to fuck your mouth steadily, his hands tangling in your hair as Jinx began to fuck into you from behind. They both set an even pace, Jinx pulling out every time Andy pushed in. You tried to focus on giving them both equal attention, smoothing your tongue around Andy as you tightened your muscles for Jinx, but you lost your concentration more than once. You moaned, the sound sending vibrations through Andy's dick, the sound of skin slapping against skin, the collection of moans and groans, the feeling of Jinx inside you. It all brought you closer to the edge. You felt yourself tightening, your mind close to short-circuiting. Fuck, Andy gasped. His hands tightened in your hair. Fuck, I'm close. God, your mouth is fucking perfect. And you're so fucking tight. Jinx grunted, falling across your back and riding into your harder. You moaned louder around Andy's neck, your toes curling as you felt yourself release. Your entire body tightened, and you squeezed your eyes shut, barely able to stand the pleasure. You felt Andy pull out of your mouth, giving himself a few final strokes before his released on your waiting tongue. He groaned, his body jerking as you swallowed everything he gave. Jinx followed shortly after, arms wrapped tightly around you, gripping your breasts as he thrust shallowly into you, dragging out every second of his release. The three of you collapsed on the bed, breathing heavily. You brushed sweaty strands of hair off your forehead, trying to calm your shaking nerves. You began breathlessly, I don't have much of life. I get bored a lot. The boys both chuckled. We'll give you our numbers. Feel free to call any time. You smiled, Kitty. You had a feeling your life was about to get a lot more interesting.
I don't know how to spell. No. Bye-bye.